Hey. We got a lag. All right, let's get ready to cook. Let's get ready to cook. This mother bleeping camera. Oh my God, that was disgusting. Made a great mistake. A great mistake. Let's see. Is there a delay? How long do you want to wait before sending messages? That's largely irrelevant. Largely irrelevant. All right. All right. Let's see. Is my camera straight? Check out the camera settings. That's golden. Pop out dashboard. Oh, what is this? Practicing, learning things. Display ads. Mm-hmm. All right, copy. Microphone check. Microphone check. Get into it. We can share the screen. Oh, amazing. So I can actually show this is the best. This is the fucking best. All right, so America, my fellow Americans, we are in trouble. We are in really big trouble. Actually, let me see what does this look like from my fucking phone as we set up everything. Let's see. Da, 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 da. The great American crash out, man. We are cooked as a nation, cooked as a people. And why is this the case? Well, I'm going to explain to you why this is the case. Cooked as a people. Let's see. Testing. Delays. Are there delays? All right. Well, it's not that bad. All right. Oh, we'll fucking live with it. Watching myself in the fucking camera. Let me get out of this thing. All right. So let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. We have two people here. To the two brave soldiers that decided to come listen in to why America is doomed. I'm happy to entertain you and enlighten you and teach you so that we may conquer and become better people as a whole. Actually, let me get on Twitter and go ahead and put this into space while we're at it. It's going to be a long run, a long battle. Pray for Americans, man. Pray for us. Top 10 reasons. Top 10 reasons America has to crash out. I got notes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm ready for this one. This is a huge one. All right, there we go. Get this motherfucker skip. There we go. All right, let's get talking. So we are in a dilemma. We are in a dilemma, ladies and gentlemen. There is problems in America that cannot be solved overnight. For we built bad habits that were pretty much going to set us up for failure. And this is inevitable. Simply inevitable. Nothing we can do about it. It will occur as it should. And let me tell you something, Americans. Let me fucking tell you something. It's our fault. Well, not necessarily our fault. It's really the boomers' fault. But we have to suffer the consequences for the boomers. Because we didn't take the power from their hands when we had the chance to. And now they're so entrenched and everybody's all scared and everybody's so fucked that nobody wants to go take the power from the boomers. So we're just going to slowly wait until all the boomers die off and reclaim the motherland of America. And why do I say this? Well, because there's 10 reasons that America has to crash out. 10 hard facts and reasons that America has to crash out, and we have no say in the matter. It will happen. It will be done. And let's just get into it. Let's fucking get into it. But before that, I got a story to tell you of why America's crashing out, why we have lost our American values. So, I want to say Thursday of last week, I went to go do an estimate for a guy. Now, I went to this guy's house. He did not pay me. Once again, he did not pay me. I drove 30 minutes out the way to go look into this guy's house, to go basically survey his closet to see how he wants to get his closet done, to give him a number and a figure and figure out materials so I can renovate his closet. Now, once again, I did this out of kindness to my heart. I did not charge this man, not one penny. I didn't say he paid for my gas, but I didn't say anything. I said, I'll just swing by. I'll look and see what I can do for you. This motherfucker shoots me a text 2 days later asking, what's the update? Did you get it done? And I don't respond because I'm busy doing work. And I forget because I get a fucking 1,000 texts and emails from people all over the goddamn day about doing jobs, doing work, because that's what my line of work is. I'm a fucking champion. People ask you to do shit all day. I fix things for people, so I get a bunch of messages, fix things, estimates, blah, 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 and it goes on and on and on and on and on. It doesn't fucking stops. Never stops. So his got lost in mix. He could have just called me. Could have reached out and called me. Hey, what's up? Hey, bugger. I'm on YouTube. I forgot what I was going. Oh yeah, so I found out a thing about my taxes. I was looking up taxes, and apparently, for like Venmo and Cash App and Zelle, you don't have to report for this year. They basically delayed it to 2024. Well, I googled it and I looked up some tax code. Now I'm a little bit worried. I got. Well, dude, I'm checking through the thing, and they said it won't be counted because, like, normally for most of the things on my it will be counted. Like you're supposed to get like a 1099 NEC, some shit like that from Venmo, Cash App. Like they're supposed to send that to you as like a way of as a tax statement. I didn't get one of those from those things, and so I was wondering why I didn't get one. So I'm doing the numbers. I'm counting up my credits and shit. And I started doing some research. I was like, oh, they didn't, it doesn't go enacted until 2024. This next tax year, they started doing it. But I'm going to do some more research into it to make sure I'm absolutely sure. Well, we're going to find out, sir. I'm fucking with you now. I know. They're going to fuck me. Okay, I got you. I'll take care of it. All right. Well, I'm doing the numbers. I'm counting shit up, so I'm figuring it out. But apparently, kosher. What does that mean? I'm not Jewish. Well, they're already saved like in my bank. So like luckily I spent my credit card on everything. So all of it just automatically gets pretty much deducted. I think I came out to like $40,000 of expenses. Huh? Yeah, I know. Your final. Yeah, I get that, sir. I'm not I understand math. No, my bank, what you call it? No, like not my bank, but I own whatever this shit called, TurboTax or whatever the hell. And so what happens is they chalk up all the gas that you spent, all your expenses you spent on your car, all that shit automatically gets like categorized. Yeah, so that stuff's done for me. So I saw when I did the number, it's like 40,000. Yeah, well, dude, apparently from my W-2s, I owe like 1,700. So I'm trying to figure that one out. How do I owe money from W-2s? Fucking pissing me off. What's up? What the fuck? Isn't that their job to withhold tax? They took taxes out. Oh my god, these fucking do your goddamn job. Yeah, yeah. Oh, this is some fuck shit. This is fuck shit. I'm like, they pay me $15 an hour. It's like, what the fuck? Why do I owe taxes? I know it's insane. I gotta figure it out though. But I'm hosting a YouTube live. I mean, nobody can hear your voice. It's just me talking into the microphone as I'm talking to you. But yeah, I'm going to the top 10 reasons why America's going to crash out and why we're all kind of fucked and we just got to ride it out. Make as much money as you can and prepare for the explosion and get a bomb shelter. True. Also, I've been thinking about killing that guy for fucking giving that 2-star review. I really want to kill him. Like, if I could, I would strangle him. All right, brother. Peace. All right, so back to the story. All right, so top 10 reasons America's going to crash out. Reason number 1, America has a really horrible sex addiction. A lot of these motherfuckers in America are addicted to sex beyond belief, and it's almost uncurable. We got motherfuckers, gang coaches, dating coaches have evolutionized into text-based, what you call it, coaches. Turn on this light. There we go. Yeah, so game coaches, texting coaches. Now we got virtual dating coaches now. Niggas who are teaching motherfuckers how to date online virtually. This is the thing. I said, this is sad. It means that we no longer have the ability to talk and communicate with humans. And we don't have the ability to talk and communicate with humans. Naturally, there's no relationships. Then it's just a bunch of single people. And if you don't have anybody that you're relaying to or talking information back to, you inevitably will crash out because you'll spiral. Because you got nobody to explain to you that the things are not as bad as what you think they are. And because you don't have anybody to help you understand that things are not as bad as you think they are, you think they're far worse than what they actually are. And then if that's the case, then you start just doing dumb, crazy shit. You start to think your situation is much worse than what it actually is. So, along with the sex addiction, we also have like a super baby mama situation where we have a bunch of people not having families, but we're having situationships that lead to kids being created that probably shouldn't have been created because they weren't love. They weren't love babies. That's bad news. That's really, really bad news. We don't need that in civilization. We need families, healthy households, and without families and healthy households, what you eventually see people become is degenerates, and that's what sex addictions create. It creates degenerate behavior, and when you have degenerates, you can't build a productive society. There's no productive society that has degenerates. It just doesn't exist. And you know how we know this? This is how we know a super degenerate society. Because most of the people who exist in our society today currently are either single, in fucked up relationships that they don't really want to be in. Let's see. Share. Let me go ahead and put this on Facebook. I forgot that we got Facebook. There we go. All right. So what happens is when you get these like degenerate like behavior, you cannot build a productive society upon degenerate behavior. I mean, this is self-explanatory. But what it creates is like a back end toxicity to the environment. So much like if you put like radioactive material in the lake, it's already bad enough that it kills things in the lake, but it also stops future organisms from being able to produce in the lake. And we can see this in the birth decline in America. If you check out the birth declines in America, let me check the birth rates of America. It's an educational show today. So birth rates in America have been trending down. Let's see, since 2009. So let's see, since 2009, the birth rates have been trending down. I will show you guys a nice little chart. If you check out our current birth rate, it is bad. So since 2009, we had a peak, and that peak has been slowly dwindling down to where now we got about 60, Jesus Christ, 60 babies per 1,000 women from the ages of 15 to 44. That's really horrendous. So the great mystery is like, why is this occurring? Well, due to degenerate behavior, men are not being productive, useful citizens. And since we don't have productive, useful men, what is occurring is no children, no families are being born. We're having these fucking baby mama situation where a guy has one baby, or they're fucking around and they don't actually build families. So we got a bunch of older women who are kind of jumping in to the pool to kind of have a baby before they get old. And so they come into the pool like 30 plus. They find a chump, they get the chump, they have a baby, and then from the baby they only have one kid, and that's it. And that's kind of how most of these relationships are kind of forming, where it's like one baby as the trap baby. Basically, the rock, that's a retirement plan. Because guys are not being productive users. Guys are not taking on wives in their early productive years when they like are actually building with somebody. So we got a lot of like stepdaddyism, which is kind of like not the move if you're what's up, DK? So we got a lot of stepdaddyism. We got a lot of dudes trying to be playboys, play the field. We got a lot of niggas who have baby mamas. We're not building families. And when you're not building families, when you bring these people into an environment, when you have a bunch of kids that are in a school that are not with like their two-parent households, you usually get pretty bad behaving kids, which brings down the education level of all the kids. And that's why the hood schools are so fucked up, because most of those parents don't have two-parent households. And without two-parent households, you basically have like you have chaos. That's all it is chaos. And the teachers are like, what the fuck? So the teachers stressed out, kids are stressed out, the parents are stressed out, everybody's stressed out. And so nobody's having kids, or if they are having kids, they're having kids in bad situations, which is causing decline of birth rates, because those kids end up becoming felons and criminals, and they fuck up things. They become like the San Francisco people who are just robbing motherfuckers for Jordans and shit. It just creates a whole toxic environment. What's the solution? That's going to be the next. Well, the true solution is you got to let this motherfucker just crash out, man. You got to let it be what's going to be. You got to let everybody pretty much, because at this point, it's really unsalvageable. We can't stop the fucking crash. Like this, it's built too much philosophy. It has built too much velocity, mass, and weight. And there's not enough strong men to stop it from fucking blowing up. So I'm not going to jump in front of it to try to stop it. Maybe if this was 20, 30 years ago, a bunch of strong guys came and tried to hold up and prop it, kind of like Superman, and keep it from blowing all the way up. But at this point, there's not enough men to stop it from fucking hitting the ground full velocity. So if you're a smart guy, what you do is you stack your bread, make as much money as you can, get you a shawty, and just get away from the fucking epicenter when it fucking blows up. That's the best you can hope for, and then just be ready to pick up the resource and the scraps to rebuild it. That's all that's going to happen. You got to be ready to rebuild, because it's crashing, it's done. There's no solution to fixing it. We got to start from scratch. All right, number 2. Another big problem we have is immigration. So America, being very kind-hearted, being the home of like the immigrants and all this other stuff, we had done a massive fuck up. Yeah, well, Miami Spring Break. Actually, they canceled Miami Spring Break. If I'm aware, basically they said the niggas can't come there no more. They said black people stay the fuck out of Miami. There's a curfew. You can't come here no more because you guys have just ruined Miami for spring break, which is probably that's another thing we got to solve too. Is like, what are we gonna do with black people? Not all black people, not all, but most. Not all, but most black people. We gotta figure out what we're gonna do with them, because they're just fucking up shit. So immigration, huge problem in America, because we have allowed so many people who should not be in our country into our country, and we're now giving these people cell phones, housing vouchers, and like basically debit cards that are preloaded. And whose idea was this? I don't know, but I think a lot of it is just the idea to pacify these people in hopes that they don't overthrow us, because at this point they can kind of overthrow us. We let a bunch of military-age men come into our country, which is like the big no-no throughout time. Is you never like. There's a reason in war that they killed all the men of the society. There's a good reason why they did that. Because they know that they will come back for vengeance. So rather than deal with that, let's just kill all the men, take the women, and move about life. But we as Americans have lost our savage nature. And now we got a bunch of people who should not be in our country who have all these weird radical ideologies. And I'm not saying all of them, not all of them, but most. We should have closed the border down. Because a lot of these motherfuckers don't even want to adopt American culture. They want to do it their own thing. And I'm not saying there's a problem with American culture. I'm just saying if you're going to come to the country, be American. And my primary issue we got with is the Indians and the Chinese people. I don't worry so much about the Mexicans, but the Muslims, Indians, and the Chinese people. My problem is they come to America and they pretty much do their own fucking country thing. They bring their country to us. And I don't have an issue with that primarily. The primary thing is they look at us like we should adopt to their shit. And so what we have allowed them to do is essentially come to our country, create their own cities, their own mini cities in our country, and then tell us how to do business there. And I won't stand for it. I won't stand for it. It's America, goddammit. My peoples, we fucking bled on those fucking on the roads and slavery. Pick cotton. And we let these fucking people come over, give them a goddamn tech job, and now they're making six figures a year. They get to buy houses, and they act like they're better than us. I won't stand for it. Not in my great country. Not in my great. I'd rather be ready to fight. So one of the biggest issues, we got to figure out what we're going to the immigrants of America. Because it's got to be either comply or get the fuck out. Because at this point, we have to have a revival, and the white man is not doing his job. The white man is scared of all the immigrants. The white man is scared to say anything. The only person left in the country of America that has some type of freedom of speech is the loud talking, dreaded, black-headed nigga. Me. Thank you. Apex is setting an example. I'm trying to be an example. I'm trying to be an example for the young people. I'm the last hope for America. Me. Simply me and nobody else, because I'm not scared to say what needs to be said because I have the ability to use the power drill. And my ability to use the power drill means I will never be unemployed because there will always be people that need to use the power drill. And as long as there is rich white people in this nation who are old and can't find good help, I will be employed. And so anyway, let's get to the next one. The other reason America is going to be crashing out is rap music. Rap music has doomed us. Rap music is bringing a great plague upon us because rap music is not conducive to being able to form great, intelligent, coherent human beings. Because rap music is not a constructive art. There is no way to get better at rap. I've been trying to explain this to a long time. You go back and check one of my videos. Rapping's for retards, and rap's not real. Rap's not real music. And what I try to explain is rap does not have any ability to pretty much create a sound and then develop that sound into a newer sound. It just sounds the same. It's just a rapper. Like The Baby is always going to sound like The Baby. Now, if I'm playing piano, see, if I can play piano changes over time. So I can change it from a synth pad to I can change the sounds. I can be able to play differently because it has different tempos, different sounds, different music, both hands. There's a skill set applied to the piano, to the guitar, to every other instrument besides rap, because rap's not it's not an actual thing. You just write things on a fucking piece of paper, make a rhyme, and you go about your day. It's not real. And so niggas have a very difficult time applying that information knowledge. And I recommend that you guys read the book, The Charter. Let me get a shout out to my guy. This one kind of book, Al Diggity Dog, The Charter. I'm an owner of one of the original copies. And so basically, he wrote a book that basically explained that rap is not a real thing. Rap is hypnosis that has made a bunch of people basically essentially retarded for the most part. And that's kind of what we're doing when it comes to the rap situation. Next situation why the top 10 reasons why America will crash out is the LGBTQ community. So I see nothing wrong with being lesbian, gay, bisexual, tranny, whatever the hell. You can be whatever you want to be. I don't care. But the problem is we have now created a culture where these people are looked at as heroes for who they're having sex with. And that makes no sense to me. As a grown man who tries to apply logic and reason to all things, I cannot fathom and understand why do we give a fuck about who somebody is fucking and why are you considered a national treasure and hero for the ability to be able to have sex with people that is not normally heterosexual? That's a very confusing and unintelligent thing to be proud of for somebody as a human being, because it takes no effort. It takes no energy. It takes no effort. It takes no ingenuity. It is merely just the idea that I will go and have sex with people who are different because I guess that's what I'm attracted to. And to be honest with you, I don't think most people are attracted to it. I think by nature, human beings are attracted to the opposite sex. I truly don't believe in like the. I really don't believe like you might like a guy if you're a guy, or you like girls, you like girls. I don't really think that's true. I think there's usually some type of like circumstances of in childhood or something like that leads to that type of belief. But that's just my own personal belief. But once again, I don't judge you for doing it. It's your life. You get one time to live. If you want to be that, that's you. But we cannot be celebrating this shit like it's some kind of great accomplishment. We got to stop this. Like, he came out the closet and we celebrate. I don't understand why. Why are we celebrating people come out the closet? I'm not saying that it might be a proud moment for you, but nigga, you did not discover rocket science. You did not like develop some new space age technology. You did not create something like a vaccine or some type of antivirus that healed millions of people and kept people alive. No, you merely decide that I want to like fuck dudes in the ass, and good for you. Once again, this is not to hate. This is not to spread hate or distrust or anything like that, or to sow seeds of resentment or anything like that amongst the LGBT community. I'm simply just confused as to why do we celebrate these people as if they have done something special, when all they merely decide to do is I will fuck somebody who is not of an opposite sex of me. And we gotta ask ourselves, why do we? It's very confusing. I think 20, 30 years from now, history will not look fondly upon this movement of the LGBTQ community because we'll be largely confused as to why do we celebrate this in the first place. Ancient civilizations will look back. I mean, a future civilization will look back at this time period and say, what the fuck? This is what they were celebrating? No wonder they fucking got conquered by AI. They couldn't go over the sex thing. But that's human beings. Human beings are very confusing creatures. They don't really make sense. Which brings us to my next point. The pandemic hangover. So, America would be crashing out for good reason because we have a pandemic hangover. Like most, actually, I might make this a part two. I'm gonna do a part two. I'm gonna knock this one out, get some tacos, eat. I'm a little bit hungry. But anyway, the pandemic hangover. So we had a hangover from the pandemic, the first pandemic, in which a bunch of people were told that they were not important to civilization, you're not needed, and that your contribution is basically considered a non-essential worker in life. And not realizing that the psychology of most human beings is so weak and frail. So many people took that shit to heart because the lady at Walmart, a lady who worked at Trader Joe's, or a nigga who had his office job as a realtor, or whatever the hell job you were working at that time period. They were told that they were not essential to the America working. And so they had to ask themselves, what am I truly doing at work? If my job is not essential, why am I even doing it? Why am I even being paid? Is my whole life a lie? Yes, your whole life has been a lie. Yes, you've been lying to yourself for a long time, young man or older guy. And so this brought a Great Depression. So you can't tell people that they're, and also with entertainers too. So entertainers and sports stars, all these guys figured out that their actual occupation, the thing that they dedicate their life to, and that feeds their family, they were told, despite you making millions of dollars, Your job is not essential. It does not matter. You do not matter if life goes on in America in this fake pandemic. This is the funniest part about the whole thing. The whole pandemic, I was going outside, do whatever the fuck I want. I was wearing a mask. I was doing whatever I wanted. I was a wild man. I said, call the police. What are the police going to do? By the time the police even get here, I'll be gone. So what are you going to do? You're going to stop me at the door? I'll cough on you. So I laughed and I mocked the authority of this figure. I realized it was all bullshit. At that very moment in the pandemic, when I realized how many stupid people are out there in the world wearing masks and getting vaccine shots, I said, oh, they're all dumb. They're all retards. And so I lost all my respect for most authority in that moment because I realized the great veil of mystery that was lifted upon my eyes. Like I had suspicions, but that was the confirmation. But most people, they truly believed in the government. They believed that the authority figures were real. They believed that they had their best interest. They thought they mattered. They thought their jobs they went to had meaning, and they all realized it was all bullshit. And they were forced to sit home and watch Netflix and get DoorDash and get free money. And they said, what the fuck? I can get free money, sit at home, watch DoorDash, watch Netflix all day, and get free money? And they realized the government has the power to do that. I'm realizing this shit's not sustainable. You can't keep all these motherfuckers at home forever. At some point, niggas gotta go to work. So I started figuring out, what am I gonna do within this time period? I got a certain amount of time I need to fucking use to maximum my ability. What am I gonna use during this time period to make sure I come out better at this end of this pandemic than everybody else? And what I realized was during that time period that my thought process was rare because everybody else got extremely fat, extremely alcoholic, addicted to weed and painkillers and all types of opiates and drugs and TV shows. And I ended up getting fucking incredible shape and developing a bunch of skills. And so from that moment on, I realized, oh my God, America's going to suffer because 90% of the people don't have the ability to think. And so now we are suffering from the pandemic hangover. So imagine like the pandemic is kind of like a giant party where it's like you came in, everybody got free booze, free food, all this other shit, and we all just got hammered, fucked up. We ate all this crazy food, and we did that for 2 years. So for 2 years, everybody was just partying. Yeah. It's all good. And then we realized, oh shit, our parents are coming home. Work is coming back. We're going to go back to work. And so slowly we're trying to clean up our act and we're looking at the damage of the house and the party. We're looking at it and we're like, dude, we're not going to be able to clean this up before the parents get here, man. It's fucked. And so at that moment, you have two choices. You can run away and try to hide and do your own thing outside of civilization, which is not going to happen for you unless you train and work your best to be in shape to be able to survive in the wilderness. Or you can accept mama and daddy's punishment for the rest of the time in this shitty ass condition and just enjoy the memories that you had during the pandemic and wish the pandemic can come back. And that's what most people are doing. Most people are just wishing, you know what, I'm going to accept this punishment from mom and dad. Hopefully mom and dad will trust me enough in the future at some point to give us another chance at this pandemic thing. Because don't let it be full. A lot of people miss the pandemic. A lot of people wish they can put the mask back on. They miss having that power and saying, you got to put your mask on. Like a lot of people want to be that hall monitor motherfucker. And I'm trying to tell folks, the crash out's coming. So part 2, dropping soon after I get these tacos. I'm fucking starving.